Hello everyone, so today I want to talk about personality, specifically my personality, fragmenting it into different parts. One half being chaos and one half being order. Now, our personalities can be understood no matter who you are in this way, half being chaos, half being order. Now, this doesn't necessarily segment it into the complete categories or subsections that it may exist in a personality, but these are two basic sides of a personality, and each of which has different categories underneath those categories in order to understand oneself. Now, this basic model can help one understand oneself. One can create a gym and kind of realize the relationship between the segmented red pieces of chaos and the white pieces of order as it manifests in a particular individual. Now, let me go over, first of all, let's go to the bottom of chaos. Now, it is like a segmented jewel because of the relationship between order and chaos in a single individual. Now, fear. Fear is very much connected to aggression. That's why they're diagonal. But it's also next to just discipline and desire to practice virtue. Now, fear is it's a terrible but great motivator for our desire to be aggressive in response to fear, our desire to defend ourselves, and that is very much a part of our chaotic nature, because obviously we don't defend ourselves in the right way most of the time. And even if it's socially defending ourselves, if it's based on fear, if we react based on fear, then we don't give a response that really makes sense in the ultimate scheme of things, in the ultimate resolution of our personality, if you will. Now, discipline is kind of opposite to false strength, because discipline can give us strength. It tempers our will. It tempers our ability to respond to things. It tempers basically who we want to be. It creates smaller sections, smaller goals on the way to who we want to be ultimately. And that's the virtuous side of discipline. Now, it's very much connected to and kind of diagonal from false strength. Now, discipline can be false strength because discipline, when taken egoically, which is kind of opposite, it's kind of diagonal to these, kind of like an arrow. When taken egoically, we could say, "Oh, we're so disciplined, we're so skillful in this way that that we deserve praise for it. We deserve to be recognized." And anybody who doesn't recognize us or see them as above them, then they should be dealt with in whatever way we can, whether it be verbally or physically. And ego will always defend itself. Ego will always adamantly declare that whatever presupposition that we concocted, because we had a heavy ego, because we allowed ego to take control of us, we will reinforce that through false strength, through unjustified strength, to the extent that we want to resolve the conflict in our favor. Now, aggression is kind of also opposite to desire to practice virtue, because the desire to practice virtue it's a good desire, and we have some good desires like that, to protect our family, to practice virtue, to preserve ourselves and everybody else, to be kind just for the sake of being kind. A desire to practice virtue that falls under that. Now, it's kind of opposite to aggression and ego, because we want to be recognized for the virtue that we partake in. We want to be recognized for who we think we are, for this character we've built up that we claim as ourselves. And if we aren't recognized for that, then we become aggressive if our ego isn't satisfied. And the desire to practice virtue is basically extinguished when we take those chaotic elements and introduce them either subconsciously or on purpose, just depending on the person. And false strength is, of course, just above desire to practice virtue, because false strength is opposite to discipline, which is kind of on the same plane as desire to practice virtue, both being white, both being orderly, and false strength being red, aggression being red, fear being red, which is read as chaos in this example. Now, what I haven't talked about is love. Now, love is kind of opposite to, it's just white right here, but it's kind of opposite to desire, practice, virtue, because these are both sides of order that are kind of opposite, but still orderly. Now, love is also next to ego and aggression, because if we don't get the love, these are our responses. Our response wouldn't be discipline or necessarily fear, though we might have some fear of losing. But the chaotic feelings, the chaotic impulses that are closest to love are ego and aggression, because those are our responses to when we don't get the love that we think we deserve. Based on ego, we think we deserve a certain amount of love, and if we don't get it, we go to aggression. Now, this is just a very crude model of different parts of my own personality as I view them. I don't want to slap this on everybody. Like, there might be a different organization for other people, but I feel like for a lot of people, this is the organization, and this is the organization that I kind of slap on myself, just after thinking about it for a while. But I'm curious, what chaotic parts of your nature did I not explain, or opinions that you have about your chaotic nature, that part of yourself, that I simply didn't cover, and that is maybe even completely different from how I view myself. But also, what are the orderly parts of your nature, or what are your views on order that I didn't cover here, or that you just wanted to say because they're unique, or because they're part of you. But thank you very much for watching. I hope this kind of helped you understand some aspects of personality, mainly my diverse personality. But I feel like this applies to a lot of people. So thank you very much for watching, and y'all have a great day.